this is just in. We've been following this story overnight.
CRTZRTW is no longer being
C'est le
released.
chaos ici à Paris. Les gens deviennent fous pour avoir une paire.
No way. That can't be the 95.
Could I start the bidding off? 80 grand, 80 grand, 90 grand, 90 grand, 100 grand, 100 grand over there, 110 grand, 110 grand, 110 grand. Going, sold for 110 grand to the man in the grey jacket.
Alright, boom. Alright, yo. Alright, listen. Okay.
You saved my life. Greetings, madam. You know this CRTZ Max Air 95? Yeah, I wanted to make an inquiry into acquiring that footwear.
Alright, say nice. So welcome to man's room and that. Obviously man's a proud holder, but I know you know about these ones though.
Can you stop calling me, please? Wait, I don't think you understand. I cannot help you, like, at all.
I don't know about you, but I got mine. Cortez rules the world.
Yeah, come on.
What you saying, Clint? You good?
I'm chilling, man.
Yeah? Good to have you here, man.
All right.
All right, for the people that don't know, standing here or sitting here beside Tinker Hatfield is, you know, the chosen one, leader of the new school, London's very own Clint419, if you follow him on Instagram. What you saying, bro?
I'm chilling, man. I'm good. Happy to be here next to a legend like Tinker.
Trust me.
Cultural defining.
Trust me. That's incredible. For people who don't know, for whatever reason, could you give us a quick, brief introduction to who you are and what the brand is?
My name's Clint. I'm from Northwest London, born and raised. I run a brand called Cortez Rules the World, or CRTZRTW for short. It's a lifestyle project, and I've been running it since 2018, and it's just kind of grown over the years, and we're still growing, and we're still getting stronger, so I don't know. Follow the gram in it and plug myself.
Follow him on Twitter as well. He's got some funny tweets as well. Thank you both for being here, man. It's absolutely incredible. The reason we have you both here today is Air Max month and, you know, Air Max Day in a couple of days. But aside from that, you're both innovators in your own right. You both have stepped aside from what, you know, the norm is and done things in your own way when people said you couldn't do it that way. Yeah. But aside from that, you're both from Northwest, London Northwest and Pacific Northwest. So stand up to both of you, man. Just a little bit different. Yeah, definitely. What do you make of Tinker's new hat?
You know what? When we came in, he was drawing on the hat, and I was thinking, is he like testing out the pen? But then, like, you know when you're getting a haircut and it's like halfway through the haircut, you don't really know what the barber's doing. You're looking at him like, what are you doing? And then you get to the end and it's like, oh yeah, this
I rate that.
That's what I looked at the hat and I saw it and I was like, okay, that's what he was doing. Like, it's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard.
I rate that.
I can't leave anything alone. I have to do something. So meeting Clint was inspirational. Just having a chat. So I'm like already. You know,
no, we love that. We love that.
Drip top.
I think the video, you know, speaks for itself. It's absolutely incredible. Tinker, what's your thoughts on it? And you trying to get in the next one?
Well, I want to get in the next video, but I think what makes that video so great is that it's authentic, and it has a rhythm to it. It just works, and I'm very, very impressed. So it's very, very cool.
Shout out with Lead Library.
Trust me, he's in the building. Big him up. Don't be shy. All right, we're going to get into this one. There's so much to talk about. You know, you guys are both doing incredible things, both inspirational, but I think we're going to start from the top of what I think is probably the most important thing that you both do very well in your own right, and that's storytelling. Tinker, I've heard you say countless times before that, you know, a product means nothing if there's no story behind it.
Yeah.
And that's an important thing. Clint, I don't know if you told me this directly or you tweeted it. You was like, you know, you could have the best T-shirt in the world, but if you don't have to tell people it's the best T-shirt in the world, it's not going nowhere.
Oh, yeah, I said that.
You said that, see?
Yeah. Is that a question? Like?
No, so I wanted to ask you both, like, you know, why is, you know, storytelling so important to what you do?
You want to start?
Well, I'll just simply say that they're just sneakers, unless they have a memory, they have a story, and people can kind of help them relate to that design and then place it into their own lives. And that's where storytelling comes in.
Definitely.
For me, storytelling is important because now there's so much stuff. There's so many brands, there's just so many things, and people say it's a saturated market. But if you're telling a story that's specific to you, you kind of create your own kind of niche in that saturated market, and people can only come to you for that specific story. That's why I'm gonna buy your T-shirt or something. I'm not gonna buy it because it's 100% cotton made in Portugal. I don't care.
Of course. Now, you got rules the world at the end of the brand name. What does that story tell for people who are coming up?
I mean, we just did New York yesterday, and that's, I'd say, the 5th country we've kind of done that kind of chaotic kind of energy in. You know, we've done London, Nigeria, Australia, France, and now we've done America, or just one part of it. So I think that in itself is like every single time we go somewhere, it just shows the impact that we have outside of London. Because like London's like it feels like a small place sometimes, and people don't really think you can kind of like get out of there. So being able to go to five different countries and do the same kind of thing, it's testament to the fact that over time, people become accustomed to your idea and they want it no matter where you are in the world, you know?
He says, London is a small place. Think about Portland.
Oh, yeah.
Portland is like that big.
For you, is it you know, in your design process, is it story first and then you start doing sketches, or is it sketches first and you make out the story?
I think it kind of goes both ways. You know, you get inspired, you know, sometimes just by hanging out in the street talking to people, or maybe somebody does something spectacular. And, you know, you can kind of be inspired to like do a sketch off the bat. But really what I do to maybe move that sketch from just a sketch to something important is to find a story and or to feel a story. And so I try really hard to incorporate that narrative into the design work fairly early, or maybe it even comes before.
Definitely. I think one thing that is a tie here is that you both validate your own ideas. And I feel like, you know, a lot of the time when sometimes you have an idea, you share it with one person, they're like, it's all right, don't really get it. Share it with another person, they're like, that's dead. For you guys, what's the process of validating your own ideas, and what does a good one feel like? And I'm gonna start with you, Tinker.
Well, you know, I'm not so big on focus groups because I think there's a dynamic there that's just not really as authentic as it could be. So I tend to kind of try and get out, and I may have an idea, but the idea comes from everything that I've seen and done in my life up to that point. Definitely. I think that's important.
Of course.
I think in terms of validating my own ideas, I'm just stubborn. So I think that's just one thing, like straight off the bat. If I'm like set on an idea, usually it's just like, this is what I'm going with, and I've almost got like blinders on I'm only looking at that. Yeah. So, and also being able to see a vision for your idea as well. So if you can see how it can grow or how it can evolve, it kind of like validates it for yourself. Like you can't tell me, you don't know what my vision is for that idea. So how can you tell me it's not good?
Of course.
You can't see into my brain.
Yeah, you don't have the vision, it's true. Yeah. I think one of the most important ideas that you validated. There's definitely the Air Max 1. And if we have the sketch, if we could show it real quickly. What was your thought process when you was being told, you know, this isn't it, or, you know, let's get rid of this guy, what does he think he's doing?
Yeah,
Do you know?
they literally did try to stop this design and stop the process. And I think that, like what Clint just said, that I just knew it was the right thing to do, that just cutting the window in the shoe and making that visible is a story in and of itself. And I just knew it. And Mark Parker was my sort of collaborator on this, and we were in trouble from the get-go, but it was the right thing to do, and it turned out to be the case, right?
It was the one, definitely the one.
Yeah.
For you, Clint, with, you know, ideas like this that seem in the out of the box. For yourself, you did a pop-up yesterday. Now, you could have just gone to, like, you know, a fancy building, got a cashier, and rung up the shoes, and that's it. What makes you, like, think past things like that?
Well, originally it wasn't gonna be at a bodega until Waleed was kind of like, we should kind of do it at something that's a bit more like authentic to New York that they're gonna remember. Because the way we do it in London, it's like when I wanted to do the 99p store, it was done at a market store originally, but then it was also at 99p. It's a long to get into, but it was done at a 99p store, and that was like authentic to London. You know what I'm saying? So when it was the bodega, and I was like, all right, cool, let's do that instead. And when people were buying the shoes yesterday, they were even kind of like, why'd you do it at a bodega? And I was just kind of like, have you ever seen a pop-up at a bodega? And they were like, nah. And I was like, yeah, like I mean, it's something that they're gonna remember in like 3, 4, 5 years or something. Like, I could rent an empty space, and then you could put clothes in there and a rail, and it's like, I'm not gonna remember that in 3 months.
Of course.
You know, someone hopefully might remember this in a year from now, or 2 years, or 3 years, or for their whole life.
Legacy.
You never know. So yeah, with like an idea like that, you shouldn't be afraid to kind of do something that's out the box. Because at the end of the day, when you do stuff that's out the box, it's what pushes the culture or whatever thing you're doing forward. You know.
You said something important too about the you can't be afraid, and I think that's a key part of being an innovator or doing something first. So you have to believe in yourself, and you just can't be scared. You can't be afraid, and I think that's just a great example of it, to do something different.
And like, what's the worst thing that can happen?
It's true. It's worse if you don't try.
Like, I mean, yeah. Maybe the police might arrest you or something.
What's he gonna do? Fire himself? Own his company?
But yeah, like, what's actually the worst thing that can happen if you just try to do an idea that's different from everyone else? Because we have enough like boring ideas like that.
No, for real. So. I hear you. I think a lot of like the doubt that comes from like around people is them projecting, or, you know, you feeling like, you know, if you fail, you're gonna get up. Of course, you're gonna get up. You have to get up. You know what I mean? So I'm taking from that is you got to be audacious. You've got a story tell, it's got to be authentic in culture.
Yeah.
Those are the 3
all
parts.
all of the above. Yeah,
you're good at
this.
You guys have been around some incredible people in the process of, like, you know, making really, really good things happen. I want you both to tell me about the team or the individuals that have believed in you and saw your vision from the very start. I'm going to start with you, Clint.
Okay, so let me start with my mum.
Big up, mum.
One, she wanted to push me to just kind of do whatever I wanted to do, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta clap it, yeah? Come on, yeah, big up the DJ. My sister's definitely like my family. Linda, Lannis, my dad. Then I got my boy Kaede from the jump. This guy's always believed in me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd say man's my guy, man. And then we got Waleed. Waleed always believed in the idea. Waleed's a director himself, and it's like I've seen him come from fucking delivery. Oh, I'm not meant to say.
Keep going, bro. Keep going.
I've seen him come from delivering pizzas, and then to now, like, shooting like big boy ads for doing my thing. Then we got like all the boys in like my warehouse, and now we got Javel, Daniel, Tyler, Sheggs. Tyler. I can go on and on and on. So it's like that's a small business gone to like something that has like 30 to 40 plus like, employees and stuff like that.
Changing lives as well.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it's just important that I've got all of that around me. What was the question again? Sorry.
But see, she's on it, bro. I was talking about the team and individuals that saw your vision from the start.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, the man then, like, they all kind of believed in it. But I think more so, they wouldn't have believed in it if I didn't believe in it myself. Like, because for the first, say, 2 years, I was, like, shipping all the stuff by myself.
From home as well?
Huh?
From home?
Yeah. So I was shipping stuff from home. That's not the same. Obviously, that's another story of the coordinates. But yeah, doing it by myself, shooting the lookbooks by myself, putting all the stuff on the store by myself, and that's just like me just being so stubborn and like I'm gonna do this, and like going to the post office, standing there for like 5 hours a day, sometimes just shipping stuff on the self-checkout machine because I was like the person at the counter just moved too slow. I was just on the self-checkout machine like typing in postcodes. I could type in a postcode so fast you won't believe it. But yeah. It's just the people around me, you know. Family and friends is important. So as long as they believed in me, I could go as far as I need to or want to.
Yeah. Well, I have to say that, you know, you're shaped by your environment. You know, as a child, as your parents, you know, like Clint just said, you know, he had support from close friends and family. But you know, for me, I think a big turning point was when I came to Nike and I had new ideas. There were some people that didn't care for them, but there were a few very important people, including Bill Bowerman, who helped start Nike, and Phil Knight, who is one of the founders as well. And then there were a few people that were like me. They would go against the grain, and they believed in me or believed in my ideas. And so, and one of those people, and I like to bring his name up a lot because we don't do anything by ourselves. We have collaborators, and Mark Parker, who is
legend.
A great person and a good, really fantastic, one of my best friends. We sort of went on a journey together. Maybe I drew up the original design, but it took more than that. And so there were people who wanted to fire us at Nike.
Did it succeed though?
Yeah.
You're still here, baby.
Still here.
Yeah, still here. Yeah, I don't know why, but sometimes I'm like, what the heck? I should have been fired long ago.
That's incredible. You said we had a conversation back in London some time ago, and you talked about there being an art in risk taking, and you mentioned, you know, knowing like how the system works. You can't just come and do crazy stuff. Do you know?
Right. Yeah. Well, crazy is okay, but getting back to, if you have a reason why you're doing crazy, and if you have this purpose, and then you believe in whatever it is, then it becomes not crazy. It becomes innovative, and then it becomes, oh, maybe that will work in the eyes of others. So it's sort of a little bit of a process, I think. A little bit, you know, may seem crazy at first, and then you try and convince them.
Of course. I think you both have like really summarized what it means to have like the power of a team. And even, I'm 32 now, I'm starting to understand that you can't do things by yourself. I think,
32?
Yeah, bro. Black don't crack, you know how it goes. Bro.
Past 26, bro.
You know, I think there's a saying, I don't know the exact one, it's like if you want to go far, go by yourself. If you want to go further, you know, you've got to have a team with you. Yeah. So, you know, I think for people who are watching, like if you've got friends who believe in you right now, don't wait till they're like, you know, excellent at their jobs. Like they've got a vision, like tap into them right now.
Oh, man, is an island.
Trust.
Oh, man, is an island.
No, that's right.
Trust me. Now, I think we touched on it a little bit, but I want to get into like what it takes to get into the mindset of, you know, Tinker and Clint in terms of like, how do you stay focused and motivated beyond, you know, distractions? Like for you, bro, you understand there's so much going on right now. Things on the internet, people are saying this, people are saying that. For you, Tinker, like at the time when you was like, you know, really, really like making changes at Nike, people were like, you know, this guy's doing too much, or you
crazy,
know,
yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like, how do you stay motivated past all the distractions and doubt?
I think I have personal confidence, and I don't like to lose.
I like that.
I do not like to lose, and most people who accomplish you know, good things are like that. they have an idea, they believe in the idea, but they also don't want to lose. So you'll do whatever you do what it takes.
100%. How about you, Clint?
What was the question again?
How do you stay motivated beyond like the distractions and the doubts of other people?
I mean, if someone like doubts what I do, I said I'm stubborn. I just don't care. I'll be honest. It sounds like, it's like, what can they actually say? Like, oh, you can't do that. What do you mean you can't? Like, I can do that. You can't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I've always just thought. And about Tinker's point about losing, I always just think I'm just competing with myself. So whatever we've done before, I just need to know we need to do it better than we done before. Because if it's not better than the one we done before, then that means no one's going to talk about it. Because it's not a talking point. It's like, oh, you've already done that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm going to bring up something real quickly. Big up Waleed. I remember he said that Clint challenged me to make a better.
Oh yeah. That was reverse psychology. Yeah. He's not even, he left the room. He'd be laughing right now. But when he made the skydive ad, I was kind of just like, all right, cool. You got to make a better ad than that, because the skydive ad felt like, at that time, even though that was only 3 months ago, it felt like, like that's a mad ad. You know what I'm saying? So when I said, yeah, you can't make a better ad than that. And he don't like to lose, innit?
Yeah.
Like, he's mad competitive. In the car, he'd be arguing over some stupid stuff. I'm like, bro, like, but he just wants to win every single time. So when he came out with the ruler ad, the Nike one, it's just like that. He didn't tell me what it was until it came out. He kind of just said, this is it. He kind of gave me a haze idea. I didn't see none of the footage until it was finished. And then, so imagine if someone's just making something that's like defining. Of course. They don't show you it until the end. Then he showed it to me. I was kind of just like, yeah, it's hard. Yeah. I was like, yeah, it's hard still. Then we put it out, and the way people were talking about it, because he touched on a lot of cultural points.
He did, bro.
He put in Jogo Bonito, put in this, put in that, put in this. Gigs Pain is the essence, like songs that reference London a lot. So it was like, watch it, it's like, wow, you know?
I watched it smiling the whole way through.
That's the way it should make you feel. And that's the way, like, when you do something or you're making something, it should make people either feel. I was talking to Tink about this earlier as well, but he's also said it when I was watching one of it. I was watching you online. But he was like, if people don't love it or hate it, then it's like, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I guess hopefully most people love the ad, you know what I'm saying? If they hate it, I don't care. You can hate it. But I loved it. You loved it.
I loved it, man.
Yeah. I think Tinker loved it.
I loved it.
Come on, man. That's the cosign, man. Yeah, you heard it from him himself, man.
Well, like you just said it extremely well, that sometimes you have to have this courage, you have to have a belief in yourself, and then at some point, you take the consequences. They either love it or they hate it, and you take it and you move on. You learn from stuff you learn from mistakes as well as big successes.
You have to step out.
And it works out.
I also say one thing, I always say it, like, you kind of have to be like in denial to doubt. It's like, I mean, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. You could be in denial to doubt and someone just say, yeah, you're actually crazy. But if your idea is good enough, and let's say it has a vision that's like expansive enough, like genuinely, a lot of people, they're gonna try and doubt your idea, and they're gonna always try to put that in your head because it's almost like a form of control. But if you're genuinely in denial to it, then it can't affect you. Like, that's how I just feel a lot of the time. It's like someone could say you can't do it, and you just feel like I always can.
It's like I was drawing on this hat, and I did Cortez.
Yeah. True.
And I'm like drawing, and I think he's like going, oh,
what's going on there?
Then
he saw it.
What's he doing? And you know what? I was like, oh, I'm going to show him that I can do something.
Trust.
And
you're making me out to sound like a hater.
I'm just saying, I thought I felt a little doubt. But you know what? That doesn't affect us, right?
No, it doesn't.
A little bit
it doesn't. No. Come on, you push through it.
Just go for it. Just finish it.
Yeah,
go for it.
Always, man. Move the world, man.
Now we're gonna get into 95 culturally in a second, but Tinker, when you created the Air Max 1, did you already have a bigger idea in mind, or was you like, what am I gonna do next?
No, it was my first shoes, so I came from architecture to shoes, And I'm like, Nike was having trouble at the time, and I'm like, you know what?
That's your first shoe?
First shoe.
Damn,
so
look
they're
straight off the bat.
I hit one. Anyway, but the reality is that I always thought that Nike was trying to talk about air, but nobody could see it, nobody could touch it.
I heard people didn't believe it was real.
It's like it's a marketing, made up thing, and so I'm like. I saw the Pompidou Center where they turn this building inside out, and they show you, in that building, you see how a building works. You see the outsides on the insides on the out. And I'm like, well, that's what Nike needs. Nike needs to sort of tell a story about this incredible technology, which is the air inside this clear bag. And so that was a story to me. It was a story that had the Pompidou in it, but it really had the story of, Nike needs to explain. How do you explain? Nobody will read 10 pages of technical jargon. Of
course not.
But one look, and they can touch it. So to me, that was just a clear and clear. It was clear. It was an important. It was just an important step to. Creating a cool product, but also telling that technical story in a fun and interesting way.
Definitely.
That's as simple as that.
So you wasn't so worried about what's next, but you knew that you was going to do great things because you was explaining.
Yeah, I figured if this worked, and I always thought it would, that I'd probably get to do some more cool stuff. And
Bro, you
that,
did.
I guess that worked out.
You really did. Clint, what does it feel like? And I want to talk to you as the guys from London, yeah? So we understand what the Air Max 95 means back home, yeah? And stop me if I'm gassing it or not, yeah? When we were young, if you had 95s on feet, I know my parent wasn't buying for them, for me, because they were £110, yeah? If you had 95s on feet, you were that guy. It was like current, like having a rollie in a bit, yeah? What did it feel like confirming it was going to be a 95 that you was collaborating on?
I was given a choice.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
Go, I want to hear it.
I don't think I was meant to reveal that info.
It's happening, bro, it's happening.
I was given a choice of what Air Max I wanted to choose. And when it came to it and just considering the storytelling value of everything, my personal favorite Air Max, I'm going to say this, is a 98. Because it's like, for me, like the ugliest Air Max. And no one really likes it. They didn't like it when I first found it, back in 2014 or something. I don't know how old I was, but no one liked it. It was on sale on Size, all them kind of sites. And I liked that a lot. And I was just I was so drawn to it. And then Supreme obviously later collaborated on them, and it kind of, then you started seeing it in JD a couple years later and stuff like that. So, but that was my favorite one back then. But when it came to the choice of what Air Max to pick, I looked at it from a point where, storytelling-wise, I know what the 95 means to London, I know what it means to England, and in general, I don't just speak for myself. I speak for a lot more people, a community of people. So the 95 was kind of like a no-brainer in that sense. It's like, this is something that I know that I can speak to so many people with, as opposed to obviously what my personal favorite shoe. But the shoe is comfortable as well. Personally, I think it's comfortable. I can do everything in the shoe. I can't really do much in a 98. I got flat feet in it.
Same.
The 98 kind of just, it's too flat, and it just gets all wide, and this kind of keeps your foot in. It's like I could run a marathon in these, even though I'm not going to do that. But you could do a lot in them. I say you could do any activity in a pair of 95s. So, and it being, as well, it having obviously the nickname 110, which to some people is not the nickname, it's what they actually call the shoe, because of what the price was back then. That just also speaks further. It's like that's a whole nother cultural value that it has. When we went up to Manchester to film with Phil Foden, he was like, oh yeah, these 110s are hard. I can't do a Manny accent, but he's like, yeah, these 110s are hard. And I was just like, yeah, it made me just think that how much this shoe has just transcended everything. And it's like, if there was a working class shoe, it's a 95.
Of course,
you know what I'm saying?
Of course. I think that's a beautiful way to put it.
Yeah.
100%. Think of what was it like, being around Sergio at the time when he was creating?
I was super proud of Sergio because, he was a young designer. He had been mentoring him a bit. And, then he got you know, we didn't just give the Air Max to just anybody, you know, and he showed a lot of promise. And then when he started sketching that shoe and we saw some prototypes, we're like, whew.
This is crazy.
This is crazy. And you know what? This is very different from any Air Max before it. And of course, it set the stage for how we designed basketball shoes even. You know what? It was a leader. It was a leader in the design of sneakers in general. So I think that's a testament to his skill, his vision, and he had to work very hard also to get the shoe through all the, you know, the complexities of getting a shoe first in the market.
Of course. I think that's a beautiful story because, you know, your work made way for newer designers coming up. And I think also, Clint, you've done something similar as well. Big up Finn in the back. You tweeted about, or you made a post about, you know, how you met him, the journey and him working in the warehouse, and now he's, you know, doing campaigns, which is crazy. So I think the both of you have like this attitude of it's not just for me.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you think about who's next.
It's boring, man. It's just for you.
Yeah.
You can't be the only lit one. That don't make no sense. Like, you know what I'm saying?
True. Yeah. No, I think that sometimes some people call it succession planning. You have to plan for your original ideas to then continue to live on through the eyes of others. That's a cool, interesting, and broadening of an idea. You know, it's good.
Of course. Now, yesterday, if you wasn't outside in New York, I don't know what you was doing. It was absolutely incredible. You know, Clint and the team set the streets alight. But we had Jameson on the ground checking out what was going on in a community spotlight moment. If you could please play the tape.
It's your boy Young Jam here for the Community Spotlight here at the CRTZ pop-up down in Alphabet City. And we're gonna check out what people out here on the streets got on their feet today for this pop-up. It's crazy out here now. There's mad people in line, ready for these shoes. There's mad bikes on the curb. It's chaos. Almost got hit by a bike. They are running these streets like they never gonna see a pair of shoes in their life again. These must be that hot. Yo, I see you got the CRTZ shook, as Will would say, the shooka. Yo, he got the hoodie, the jacket. How'd you hear about the CRTZ brand?
They do these like viral marketing, guerrilla campaigns, which is obviously what we've seen today. I mean, this is crazy.
Right.
So.
What's been one of your favorite CRTZ drops?
I mean, these shoes are pretty crazy. It's all fire, really.
Why are you here and what does the CRTZ brand mean to you?
I'm here just to see what the scene is like, see what people are wearing.
Where y'all from?
UK. London, boy.
How does music tie in to you knowing the CRTZ brand and being here as fans?
Bro, it's part of the culture, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've been there watching them come up and then we seen them out in New York. Well, we're out here, so like, we gotta come to that.
I see the line moving. I'm gonna let y'all get back in line so y'all make sure y'all pairs. All right, man, appreciate y'all. Yo, look who I found in the streets. Hackney's very own Mr. Will Stowe. What up, bro? History of you and the CRTZ brand, bro. Tell us a little bit about it.
This is literally like a for us by us situation that they got going on, man. From the ground up with a good team, what they've done is incredible. The world is their oyster. They're literally ruling the world.
The whole city came out, everybody outside for these shoes.
First time I met Clint was 2016. He held it down for me. I had to drive up here last night. The run was real crazy to get these. We're from the United States. We don't look at coordinates like that. We put in addresses. I ended up throwing up halfway through here. And now we're here.
Somebody get this man a pair of shoes, please. I'm here, my man's actually got a pair.
A little something, little birthday cake, you know?
Okay.
Ooh, these are nice, little Cameron pink, you feel me? These are spicy right here. Easter coming too.
So what you gonna put on with that?
Y'all gonna have to just see that. That's drip to be kept quiet.
Look at this tattoo my man got. The shoe's hard though.
The black and pink is amazing, that's cool. I'll put it together, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like real men wear pink. Pink just does it all from Harlem, so I got a lot of pink. The little accents.
It's been crazy out here today. This might be the craziest community spotlight that I've seen so far. If you missed this, I'm sorry. That's it, y'all. And it's your man Jamerson Jam with the plan here. I'll catch you back at the studio.
Yo, that was sick, bro. Congrats, honestly. Round of applause. To the team as well on the back. You already answered the question again anyway, but like, you know, now it's done. What does it feel like when you've completed, you know, a task like that?
It's not done.
It's not done. I love that.
Job's not finished.
Never finished. I love that.
It feels good, you know. Seeing the aftermath. The aftermath is what I always look forward to. Like in the moment, we're always kind of like not on edge, but if you saw me in that moment there, I'm just always angry. Even when the camera was, when in the video, the camera was on me, I was just probably cussing someone out. I was just angry because it's just like there's so many people and
a lot going on.
And there's a lot going on and it's a lot to manage. But afterwards, that's when I like feel it and I feel positive about it. Especially, I'll look at the videos, people are tagging me in and stuff like that. And I like knowing that I brought people, we brought people somewhere and it's just like, I don't know, we all just kind of connected, you know, if you were there, you were there, if you weren't, you weren't. And if you weren't, you looked at it online, you might have been like, I wish I was there. Some people online would be like, these people, blah, 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 just all waffling, talking nonsense and that. But it is what it is, like we're all happy. Some people, even if they don't get something, they're happy.
There was people literally there, they was like, I'm here to vibe.
I'm like, when do you ever hear that? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just grateful that we're able to do stuff like that and I want to continue to keep like putting on stuff like that, like random. That was one of the few things that we've done that it was, I don't know, I'd say that was more organised than a lot of other stuff we've done, even though I don't care, but yeah.
Well, what do you think about the pronunciation? Cortez.
Cortez. I like it because
instead of Cortez, it's Cortez.
Oh yeah, you lot say
right?
Cortez. Yeah, some people say Cortez. I don't even think about it. I'm just like, say it how you want, innit? Like, but
say it like you want.
When people ask me how it's pronounced and I tell them, it makes them remember it more.
Yeah.
It's like I've told you now, and it's like I told you like 10 minutes ago. Now you won't stop saying Cortez.
I won't stop now.
Yeah, so
I'll tell everybody.
Yeah, it's Cortez.
Cortez.
You know what I'm saying? So that's it. That's yeah,
you gave me a quick memory lesson on how to remember. How to say it, which is taser.
Yeah.
Only without the
The yeah, you just say tase, yeah.
Cortez.
Yeah.
Cortez. Tinker, this is definitely testament to your legacy of Air Max. What does it feel like watching a video like that, seeing people go crazy for product?
It's amazing that the thing still has this momentum. And the reason it does is because people like Clint and yourself are, giving it new energy all the time. And of course, it's Air Max month and Air Max Day is coming up, but the reality is that really it's a continuity, and we keep adding really cool people to the whole process they'll bring their own story.
Of course.
And so Clint's story is different than my story. And it's more contemporary, and so then people can get I get it, and they show up. So
the 95 is the car, the people are the engine.
Jeez.
There you go.
He's a poet. He's a poet. He's a poet. He's a poet.
Wish I would have said that.
That's incredible. Now, we're about to get into something real quickly, but I just want to do something on camera. We have here some Cortez.
That box is mash up.
Trust me, I know. Do you know what it was? It went through the works.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We had to fight with some people trying to get them, so it's one of those situations now. Tinker, this is from Clint to you.
Oh.
Clint,
nice.
This is from...
Some free crepes.
From Tinker.
Yeah, come on.
So, we're live on box.
Live on box. Let me do it that way
right
then.
Here.
Ooh. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so we got the classic John.
Trust me,
See?
the big
oh my
bubble.
gosh. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need your signature on these.
If you guys, I was just about to say that. If you want to put them on foot, if you want to sign them, you guys can choose to do that.
Right there.
I'll sign them for you. We'll do. Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to add that when Sergio drew this up, and he was talking about layers, and he had a reason for the layers, and it was over time there's just layers that build up in life in general, and I think he had a really nice theme about that. And it really, when you color this shoe up, you can do it a million different ways.
Yeah.
It's really fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of Nike for allowing someone like Sergio to then take, these classic shoes and update them like this. It's really, and do a new version.
No, it's incredible.
Fantastic. Yeah, those are.
Appreciate you.
The OGs are they're special for me because it was my first one, but I'm even more excited about what people have done with it since.
You're a real one, man. Honestly, you're a real one. Cool. We don't get them like you every day. We're going to get into Ask a Question, so this is where you guys can ask Tinker and Clint some questions. Let's get into it. I'm going to start with Clint, this question, it says, did you expect the love from NY and was the turnout to your expectation on a Tuesday? Done it.
Yeah, I mean, love. Yeah, I guess it was love. It was love. Nah, we didn't really. I didn't actually know what it would be like. When I first saw footage of the billboard, when people were there just waiting earlier, I was like, someone showed me a video and then I was like, oh, there's not enough people.
Bro?
And then when it came to 12 o'clock and I went there, I was there like standing like about a block down, but I couldn't see like the crowd and stuff like that. And when the coordinates changed, and then I just saw like a swath of people running, I was like, oh, there was a lot more people than I thought.
Yes.
And then when we got to the pop-up, there was probably, I don't know, like 600 maybe.
Well, we went round the corner, I think.
Yeah, I didn't actually see the whole line. So whoever was there from before would have been able to gauge the thing. But when I got there, I just think I saw maybe about 600 people. Maybe you might have seen more with lining up and stuff like that. But it felt weird. I was like, wow, we're in America. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Tinker, for you, this is Angeli. That was from Kailas, big up Kailas, and this is Angel E. For Tinker, how does incorporating new shoes technology affect your choices in shoe design?
Well, you know, clearly technology allows us to do more and different ideas. And I think that that's why I think this shoe thing is going to continue on, because the technology keeps changing. And there it gives the designers a broader palette to work from. And but here's the thing: no matter what kind of technology is involved, if a designer's really on it, they will go out and kind of absorb what's going on in the world and kind of reflect it back into the design, even regardless of the technology. But hopefully, the technology and that storyline, that narrative, that idea, they kind of come together, and that's when it's magic.
Definitely. One thing you both say, and you both do a lot, you guys are outside connecting with the people, and I think that's very important. You can't do all of this from your phone. Like, you have to be outside.
No, you can't. Yeah.
No.
You can't. If you're on your phone, you just see what everyone else sees, and usually it's rubbish.
Facts.
Yeah.
I got a question from Sufyan B. Clint, how did you get the idea to start Cortez? Did I say it right? Cortez.
Tell him, man.
Cortez, I know, I'm not listening.
I gotta give you.
No, originally it was my Finsta name.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it was my Finsta.
You just like came up
Cortez
with
rules the world. Yeah, nah. I remember one day I was just looking at different. What was I looking? I was obsessed with traveling, and I was looking at conquistadors, and that came up.
Oh wow!
And I just made it my Finsta name. And then one day I was kind of like, I had a brand before, didn't work out, and I was like, I need a name. And I was coming up with names, and they're all crap. Oh, the crap's not a swear word. Crap's calm, man. That's light, man. They're all crap. So, yeah. I remember one day I was like, let me just use this. Because I literally was just putting anything on Photoshop, and that one kind of stuck. And then I had, obviously, the Alcatraz logo, and I was able to, like, create a narrative with that. Like, the Alcatraz means, like, one, you kind of have to escape from the... Basically, I look at society as, like, one big prison. Back then, that's how I looked at it. I still look at it like that now, to be honest. And it's like, you're born, you go to school, you get married, you have 2 kids, you go on holiday twice a year, you work, blah, 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 and then you die. And then that's just it. It's like you're just predisposed to that life. And you kind of have to escape that mentality in order to live the life you want to live. And also the fact that it's Alcatraz Island, I look at it as like, no man is an island. And in order to achieve what you want to achieve, you have to have your community of people around you. That's why Cortez is a community itself. And it's like, I've got my community, my friends around me, so that's important, and that's like another 2 meanings of that logo. But yeah, it was my Finsta name. And then one day I was like, yeah, let me make it a brand.
This is it.
And
this is it.
I mean, not a brand, I said project. I look like, at the start, I was kind of like project, because I just felt like something about brand. I don't really like words. Like, I don't like putting like Cortez on every, I don't like doing that. That's why I like the symbol a little bit more, because symbols travel further.
Tinker said this earlier. He was like, the logo does enough for itself with the jacket.
Oh, yeah.
No, it even if you don't know Alcatraz, you can read it as an island.
Yeah.
And you may not even know that it's Alcatraz, but the island.
It looks like an island.
It definitely looks like an island, and I think that what you just described storyline-wise really resonates with me, and I think it does so with a lot of people.
Yeah. So that was important.
Yeah.
The Alcatraz symbols travel.
Trust me.
We've been using, as humans, I'm sorry, I'm waffling about symbols. But like the Egyptians and that, like they were putting hieroglyphics on the walls, and it's like now we can still, some people can still able to translate it into something cohesive.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe in 3,000 years, if the aliens come or something, and then you just see bare like Alcatraz logos like inscripted on walls and that. They're going to be sitting there thinking, what was this?
What was that? What was that? By the way, it's Cortez.
Yeah.
All right, we've got one last question from Stefan N for Tinker. Did you expect your designs would be loved worldwide?
I never thought about that. I was, I think it's grandiose and a little bit congratulatory to think that way. I think you just try and do the work, and you try to do the best you can, try and tell a story, work with technology, improve performance for runners, whatever. Those things are all kind of more like immediate. That's what you try to do.
Of course.
And I never ever thought that I'd be here many, many years later talking about
Still
that
going
same
strong.
design.
I wanted to ask that. Like, you made something in like what? When the 1987, 86.
Yeah.
And it's like, what year is it now? 2023. What's that? Is that like what? 36 years.
Yeah.
Damn.
Insane, bro.
I'm not even 36.
Yeah.
That's 36 years of a shoe being able to stand the test of time.
That's legacy right before us.
And it's just like, that's mental, man.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you can think like that when you're doing it, because it'll get in your own way, right? And then you might make some bad decisions. So I think it is immediacy, and then you know what? It's the people out there that we're talking to right now who actually decide whether or not your stuff is cool and whether or not it's worth something, no matter what time, right? I may like what I'm doing, but really other people have to sort of carry that torch.
Honestly, yeah, for real.
Mental.
So, Tinker, Clint, this has been incredible.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah, bro, this is it.
I could have gone on for like another 8 minutes.
I want to do one thing real quickly. To everyone from the team, could you come forward real quickly? Kayode, Javel, Qualem, everyone come forward.
Why are you not moving shy?
Don't be shy, man. Don't be shy. Come forward. Let the camera see you, man.
You could have told them to at least wear Cortez. This guy wearing pre-man. This guy wearing a butterfly Nike Tech. Man, look at him.
Where's Walid?
Walid just escaped. Walid don't show his face, though. You don't know what Walid look like.
That's true. I heard that.
I don't even know what he looks like.
This is the team, man. These are the people that make it happen. Absolutely incredible.
This guy don't even work for me. Hey, shout out the man them back home, man. Hey, honestly, come on, out with Tinker, man.
That's cool.
Yeah, big Tinker. Come on.
This has been Sneakers Live. You guys have been absolutely incredible. This is the season finale. Air Max Day on the 26th.
Dirty.
Trust me.
Come on.
It's been great, bro.
My guy.
Screenshot moments.
Appreciate you.
Back there.
Come on.
Give me some back. Give me some love back there.
Come on. We got
good on camera, trust me.
Hey, what? They're gonna wrap it up with a diddle. That's how they do it. Yeah. Producer, crank that out, man. Come on, man.